Guys, please do subscribe to our channel and support us. Have you ever walked away from a conversation and felt like something was off, but you couldn't quite explain it? Or maybe you've noticed people don't stay as long as they used to. They don't call as often. They seem just a little more distant. And the hardest part? No one tells you why. Because here's the truth. As we grow older, some habits slowly creep into our lives, without us even realizing it. They don't feel wrong. They don't feel obvious. But to others, they're noticeable. And over time, they can quietly push people away. Not because people don't care about you, but because certain behaviors change how they feel around you. Today, we're going to talk about those habits. Not to judge, not to criticize, but to bring awareness. Because once you see them, you can change them. And small changes can completely transform how people experience you. Let's start with something simple, but powerful: personal care. This is one of the first things people notice, but almost never talk about. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to embarrass you. It's the small things: wearing the same clothes for days, hair not quite taken care of, a faint smell that lingers just a little too long. You might not notice it, but others do. And here's what happens. They don't say anything. They just step back. They sit a little farther away. They shorten conversations. They visit less often, not because of who you are, but because of how it feels to be around you. And here's the deeper truth. Personal care is not just about appearance. It's about energy. It tells people, I still value myself. I still respect the space I share with you. And when you carry that energy, people respond to it. Now let's talk about something even more subtle: speaking without a filter. As we get older, we start to feel like, I've earned the right to say what I think. And in many ways, that's true. But here's the line most people don't see. There's a difference between honesty and harshness. Sometimes, a comment about someone's appearance, their choices, their lifestyle, can feel like just being honest to you, but to them, it feels like judgment. And they won't always tell you. They'll just pull back. They'll share less, visit less, open up less, because they don't want to feel criticized. Now imagine this. Instead of saying everything that comes to mind, you pause. You ask yourself, is this helpful? Or just something I want to say? That small pause can protect relationships in ways you don't realize. Now let's move to something people often overlook: how you show up. Not just what you wear, but how you present yourself. Because over time, it's easy to stop paying attention. Old clothes, loose fits, things that don't reflect who you are today. And you might think, it doesn't matter. But it does. Not because people are judging you harshly, but because it sends a message that you've stopped engaging with the present. Now imagine this. You wear something that fits well, something clean, something that reflects care. You don't need to be perfect, just intentional. And suddenly, people see you differently. They feel your presence differently because you're showing up. Now pause for a moment. Think about your recent interactions. Have you noticed any distance from people? Any subtle changes in how they respond to you? Because what we've talked about so far is just the beginning. Let's continue, because now we're going to talk about the habits that don't just affect how people see you. They affect how people feel around you. Let's start with something that seems harmless, but slowly changes relationships. Dominating conversations. You're talking with someone. They mention something, and suddenly, you jump in. You share your experience. You give advice. You explain what they should do. And before you realize it, the conversation becomes about you. Now here's the truth. This doesn't come from ego. It often comes from experience. You've lived more. You've learned more. And you genuinely want to help. But here's what others feel. They don't feel heard. They feel talked at, not talked with. And over time, they stop opening up. They keep things surface level. Because they know the conversation won't really be about them. Now imagine this. Instead of jumping in, you pause. You listen. You ask, what do you think you'll do? That one question can change everything. Because people don't just want advice. They want to feel understood. Now let's talk about something that creates distance quietly. Constant criticism of younger generations. You've probably heard it, or maybe even said it. Kids these days, they don't understand real life. Back in my day, and while it might feel like harmless observation, it sends a strong message. It tells younger people, you don't understand them. You don't respect their world. And the result? They stop sharing. They stop opening up. They keep conversations light because they expect judgment. Now here's the shift. Instead of criticizing, get curious. Ask questions. What's it like growing up today? What challenges do you face? Because when you show curiosity, you build connection, not distance. Now let's go deeper, because this next one is often invisible. Ignoring modern awareness. Small things. Talking loudly on the phone in public. Standing too close to others. Playing videos without headphones. These might seem minor, but people notice. And when they do, they don't always say anything. They just move away. Because today's world runs on shared space and awareness of others. Now imagine this. You become more aware. You notice your surroundings. You adjust your behavior. And suddenly, you move through the world with ease, with quiet respect. And people feel that. Now let's talk about something many people don't realize. Talking too much about health problems. Now don't get me wrong. Your health matters. Your experiences matter. But when every conversation leads back to aches, medications, doctor visits, something shifts. People start to feel heavy. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to help. And over time, they begin to pull back. Now imagine this. You still share what matters, but you balance it. You talk about life, memories, things that bring lightness. Because your identity is not your health. It's everything you are beyond it. Now let's bring everything together. Because what we've talked about today is not about perfection. It's about awareness, small habits that quietly shape how people experience you. Personal care, kindness in speech, listening more, staying curious, being aware of others, balancing conversations. These are not big changes, but together, they create something powerful. Connection, respect, warmth. Now imagine this. You walk into a room, and people feel comfortable around you. They stay longer. They talk more. They enjoy your presence. Not because you changed who you are, but because you refined how you show up. And here's the most important truth. It's never too late to adjust, to grow, to become more aware. Because the way people experience you is something you can shape every single day. Now let me ask you, which of these habits stood out to you? And more importantly, what is one small change you can start today? Because that one step might bring people closer in ways you didn't expect. Thanks for watching.